Freedom is not a given. It is something we have to fight for every day. It is our duty to speak for those who are still behind bars. Tolokonnikova. Human history is marred and scarred by terrible acts of oppression. As a race, we have fought many times to deal with the wounds left from devastating events, such as the Holocaust, other tragic genocides, widespread racism, and slavery. It is incredible that after all of these hardships the human race has been through, some still believe that they can prevent others from exercising their rights and expressing their opinions. Russian culture is oppressive and it is hard to be a minority. Russia has recently been getting a lot of press around its anti-gay propaganda laws. The bill that Russian President Vladimir Putin recently passed outlaws the distribution of propaganda that makes non-traditional sex more appealing to minors. Because of this law, innocent people participating in gay pride parades, and even people watching, are violently arrested. This law is an obvious setback for LGBT activists. Unfortunately, the LGBT community in Russia still faces many challenges. 75% of Russians in 2013 said that homosexuality should not be accepted by society. Women in Russia also suffer from the misogynistic ideals that have been in their culture for centuries. Russia has one of the highest domestic violence rates in the world. Not only is Russian culture oppressive, but the government has violated human rights. The Constitution states that no one may be subjected to torture, violence, or any other harsh or humiliating treatment. However, Russian police have been observed practicing torture. These tortures violate the Russian Constitution and include beatings, rape, electrocution, and asphyxiation. Luckily, Russia has strong activists fighting for change. One activist, Tolokonnikova, is a loud voice against the Russian government and fights daily to create change in her country. She is a performance art protester. Currently, she is fighting for LGBT rights, human rights, and prison labor rights in Russia. Tolokonnikova is a member of a Pussy Riot that performs their controversial music in unlikely public locations to draw attention to the corruption of the Russian government. Tolokonnikova started her career as a performance art protester with the controversial street art group Voina, later becoming a part of Pussy Riot. She is married to fellow protester Pyotr Verzulov and has a young daughter. On August 17, 2012, she and two other members of Pussy Riot were imprisoned for performing their song A Punk Prayer in the Moscow Cathedral of Christ the Savior. She and her bandmates were dancing and chanting the lyric, "Mother of God, drive Putin away," when the police stormed in and arrested them. They were sentenced to 2 years in prison for hooliganism. Little did the police know that by arresting the three peaceful protesters, they were only helping Pussy Riot on its mission to draw attention to the corruption of the Russian government and the police force. Many famous speakers and performers spoke out in support of the women. Madonna wrote an open letter to Putin requesting their release, and Sinead O'Connor had the words "Free Pussy Riot" shaved into the side of her head. People around the world were impressed by their bravery. Meanwhile, Tolokonnikova and her fellow bandmate Maria Alyokina were imprisoned in one of the toughest women's prisons in the world. They were forced to work 17 hours a day, sleeping only 3 to 4 hours each night and eating rotten food. If any of the prisoners complained, they were harshly punished, either by beating or being left in the cold without sufficient clothing. Even the brutal conditions in the prison failed to stop the Pussy Riot members from standing up against injustice. Tolokonnikova underwent a series of hunger strikes to protest the abuse of her fellow prisoners. She was hospitalized after going without food for more than a week. Since their release on December 24, 2013, Tolokonnikova and other members of Pussy Riot were beaten with horse whips by Cossacks for performing their anti-authoritarian song, "Putin Will Teach You to Love the Motherland," at the 2014 Sochi Olympics. In the last couple months, she launched a non-governmental organization to protect the rights of prisoners. The organization offers a hotline that prisoners can call to report abuse or seek legal advice. What will come next in Tolokonnikova's uphill struggle for human rights, nobody knows. But one thing is for sure. As long as there is injustice in Russia, she and her fellow activists will continue to put their lives on the line to stand up to tyranny and speak for those who are tired of being oppressed.